topping news this evening. The COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with the aftermath of last year's Hurricane Dorian, expected to dominate the much-anticipated 2020-2021 budget, which will be delivered by Minister of Finance and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, in the House of Assembly at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Minister Turnquest has already underscored the economic severity of COVID-19, pointing out that proper provisions will be made to protect the health and safety of all Bahamians and residents and provide sufficient social support to those who need it. Tonight, we rewind details of the current budget and how it will lay the foundation for the new fiscal year, which starts July 1st. Here's Altaviz Munnings.
No increase in value-added tax and no new tax categories was one of the central themes of the 2019-2020 budget. Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, described the budget communication delivered in the House of Assembly on May 29, 2019 as a budget that represents a country and a government in transition. For this recap, let's start with revenue. The three main sources of government revenue is value-added tax, excise tax, and taxes on international trade and transactions. The projected revenue intake for the 2019-2020 fiscal year totaled $2.6 billion, or 19.8% of the country's gross domestic product. For the most part, revenue is expected to boost by 18.1% compared to the 2017-2018 budget. That increase was attributed to the value-added tax increase and enhancements at government revenue agencies. Some $398.3 million was budgeted for subventions to state-owned enterprises like Bahamas Air and the University of the Bahamas, which represents roughly 15.4% of the budgeted recurrent expenditure. That means 15 cents out of every dollar spent by government was financially supporting those entities. Revenue reform initiatives announced in the current budget included revamping the real property tax system by updating the real property tax register to add as many as 9,000 unregistered properties that was anticipated to generate $21 million in real property tax collections, as well as amending the Stamp Tax and Value-Added Tax Acts. To modernize the Customs Department, the single-window click-to-clear program was implemented, enabling a person or company to clear their goods from anywhere with internet access. The creation of a revenue enhancement unit tasked to improve the overall compliance by conducting complete tax audits, particularly for VAT and real property tax matters, and a more effective way in the ease of doing business. A tax commission was also created to promote tax fairness. Then there was value-added tax enforcement on vacation rentals like Airbnb, as well as increased cruising fees. Deficit reduction strategies resulted in an estimated $523 million net decrease in this year's fiscal budget, representing the lowest deficit in the past 10 years. Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, said in a statement Tuesday that the 2020-2021 budget will be called a Resilient Bahamas, a plan for restoration. He described the upcoming budget in two words: protect and stabilize. The Finance Minister pointed out that government is going to take an honest approach on where we are as a country, and they're singularly focused on protecting families, communities, businesses, and stabilizing the economy. Now, the Ministry of Finance urges Bahamians to follow its social media platforms as well as subscribe to its mailing lists on bahamasbudget.gov.bs for the latest budget information. We also encourage you to stay tuned to the ZNS Network for live coverage of the 2020-2021 budget communication in the House of Assembly at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, May 27th. I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.